All right, good morning, everybody. Y'all give me just a moment and we'll get started here. Y'all give me just one moment and we'll get started. All right, I want to welcome everybody on YouTube. I'm getting set up so we can get started. Let's get myself situated. All right. Go ahead and start my recording. All right, good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning? We are live here again this morning with the load board report. I'm getting a lot of communications here on my screen. Get some of this stuff. All right, we are live this morning with the load board report. It is 6:19 a.m. We're getting started just a little bit late. We normally get started about 6 to 6:15, but we are just a tad bit late. We have Miss Sophia Moore in our live Zoom meeting this morning. Thank you for joining us this morning, Sophia, for the load board report. Now, today on the load board report, as always, we do a live review of what's going on, a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to loads and freight availability, where I give away free loads to people who call in or people who come on to our YouTube channel and they ask me to find them loads for their truck. This is geared for owner operators who out there who are looking for good freight, and we're also doing it to promote our logistics learning centers, the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers, which is located here in Tallahassee, Florida. We have an actual on-site vocational school, and we have an online training platform that would train just about anybody to earn $100K per year from home, dispatching and booking freight from home, whether you're doing it as a dispatcher or you're doing it as a freight broker. We provide all the tools, the resources, the training, the support, pretty much everything you need to be successful, including a network of professionals you can tap into and learn from, pool your resources together and help each other to become successful and make money. So that's why we do it. That's why we're here. So let's get started with the load board report. First of all, let me go ahead and start sharing my screen. And there we are on YouTube. We have one person watching on YouTube right now. We're waiting for some people to join us on YouTube. Now, remember, if you are if you're on the phone, did I bring my phone down this morning? Y'all know what? I don't think I have my phone. Hold on, I need to get my phone because I just got up and I didn't bring my phone downstairs. So let me grab my phone so I can at least be able to take some phone calls from some carriers. So y'all give me just one moment. I'm gonna pause my broadcast here for just 1 second. We're gonna see here. Let me pause my share here for a second. Now I'll be right back with my phone. All right. All right, we are back. Okay, we are back. I had to go up and grab my phone so we can get some phone calls in from the carriers this morning. Now, as I was saying, if you are wanting some freight and loads, what you're going to do is I'm going to have you all to call. If you need some loads this morning, if you're out there, you're an owner operator or a lease operator, and you need some loads this morning, okay? What you are going to do is you're going to give me a call at 866-973-6445. Again, that number is 866-973-6445, extension 1 or extension 2, and you're gonna just let me know what type of trailer you have, where you're located, and go and pretty much where you're trying to go, and I'll find you some free freight. Give it to you for free. For free. That's right, for free. Right here on the load board report. Won't charge anything for it, won't charge any dispatch fees like we normally do. We normally charge 10% on our dispatch fee for our services, but doing the load board report, it's absolutely free. I love that word. Don't y'all love that word? I like that word, free. All right, so there we go. Let's go ahead and get started with the load board report. Everybody can see my screen. We are still sharing. We're still sharing my screen. Let me go ahead. And again, this is sponsored by the RBBS Logistics Learning Center, with guaranteed career placement offers from bonded freight brokerage firms and state licensed accredited dispatch firms after successful course completion. We're the only vocational school that actually does that. That's look at our courtyard out there on our campus where our school is located at here in Tallahassee, Florida. We're the only one in the country that has guaranteed career placement. So there you have it. All right, let's go over here into our back office site. Now, this back office site is where our subscription paying members get to go, our students get to go and access all types of goodies. We have all types of good stuff here in this back office site, in our dispatcher tools and resources area. All types of goodies that's included with the membership. So when you join our platform, when you join our training platform, or our online training platform, you get access to all these free goodies that comes with your subscription. All right, let's scroll down here. Let's get right to it. Let's go down here to the load boards, where we give access to more than 100 load boards. That's right, free access to more than 100 load boards. And let's go ahead and jump over to our main load board here that we normally use, that we feature during the load board report. We're going to jump over here to direct freight. All right, I'm going to click on this. Let me pause my sharing again, because I don't want y'all peeking at our back office access codes for all of our load boards and stuff. So let me pause sharing. And let me go ahead and let me log in. Let me log in. All right, let me resume the sharing. All right, there we are. We are now in our back office site. We are now in our logged in to the direct freight, and we're gonna do a load map where we gotta go ahead and take a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to loads and freight availability. So let's check the load count this morning on the United States, here in the United States. Let's see what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to loads and freight availability. Now, we got to start up here this morning in Maine, up here where it's cold at this morning. Y'all know there's a cold spell on the whole East Coast this morning, from Louisiana all the way up to Maine, over to Florida, Georgia, all to Maine. This morning here in Florida, it is 34 degrees, y'all. That's cold for us. We don't get that cold down here. We get maybe 2-3 weeks of cold weather, period, throughout the year. That's all the cold weather we get. And when I say cold, I'm talking about, 45, 39, 38, 47 degrees. When we get below 35, that's like, emergency heat time for us. so it's 34 degrees this morning, and to us, that's cold. So up here in Maine, let's see what we got going on. Okay, so in Maine this morning, we've got a total of 427 loads available in Maine. In Vermont, we got a total of 152 loads available in Vermont. In New Hampshire, we have a total of 111 loads in New Hampshire. In Massachusetts, we've got a total of 1,345 loads available in Massachusetts. In Rhode Island, we have a total of 44 loads. In Connecticut, we have a total of 1,349 loads. In New Jersey, we have a total of 1,448 loads. In Delaware, we have a total of 467 loads. In Maryland, we have a total of 1,436 loads. Let me straighten out my eyes here. All right, there we go. That's better. All right, over in New York, we've got a total of 2,078 loads. In Pennsylvania, PA, we got a total of 3,132 loads. In Ohio, we have a total of 3,277 loads. In a total of, in West Virginia, we have a total of 1,000. No, I take that back. We have a total of 519 loads. In Virginia, we have a total of 2,085 loads. North Carolina, we have a total of 2,395 loads. South Carolina, we have a total of 1,768 loads. And in Georgia, we have a total of 3,063 loads. In Florida, down here in my great state, we have a total of 2,605 loads. In Alabama, we have a total of 4,454 loads. In Louisiana, we have a total of 1,151 loads. In Mississippi, we have 1,159 loads. In Tennessee, we have 2,138 loads. In Kentucky, we have 1,710 loads. Moving on over to Indiana, we have 2,700 loads. Ohio, 3,277 loads. In Michigan, we have 2,101 loads. In Wisconsin, we have 2,380 loads. In Illinois, we have 3,900 loads, 3,900 loads. In Indiana, we have 2,700 loads. I think I mentioned that, but I'm gonna say it again, 2,700 loads in Indiana. In Missouri, we have 1,932 loads. Down here in Arkansas, we have 3,180 loads. In Mississippi, 1,159 loads. In case I didn't mention it, Alabama, 4,454 loads. Louisiana, 1,151 loads. In the great state of Texas, I think we're leading in Texas as always. Over here in Texas, leads the count with 6,343 loads this morning. Oklahoma has 697 loads. Kansas has 752 loads. Nebraska has 713 loads. Iowa has 1,162 loads. I think we covered Minnesota has 1,775 loads. Jump back down here to South Dakota. Did a refresh there. South Dakota has 656 loads. North Dakota, 261 loads. Montana, 711 loads. In Wyoming, we have 638 loads. In Colorado, we have 1,346 loads. In New Mexico, we have 407 loads. And in Arizona, we have 1,164 loads. In Utah, we have 1,443 loads. Jump up here into Montana, we have 711 loads. In Idaho, we have 1,800 2,338 loads. In Washington State, we have 2,300 loads. That's a lot of loads for Washington State. In Oregon, we have 2,897 loads. In the great state of Nevada, looks like we got 530 loads. And in California, we have 3,008 loads. And down here in Alaska, for you super truckers, we have a total of a big total, 6 loads in Alaska. All right. So that's what's going on in your neck of the wood when it comes to load and freight availability. Just check with my YouTube people, see if anybody's clocked in this morning. Now, YouTube, don't forget, if you're watching this morning and you want to load, hit me up. On YouTube, type in what it is you need. Let me know where your truck is, what type of trailer you have, and I'll look up some freight for you. And if you are near a phone, if you're a truck driver or owner operator or lease operator, and you need one of these loads, go ahead and call me up on 866-973-6445. That's 866-973-6445. You should get my dispatch firm, which is the RBBS Transport LLC.
Thank you for calling RBBS Transport LLC. If you know your party's extension, please enter it now, or press 8 for the name directory. For recruiting, press 1.
All right. See, that's the message you're going to get when you call up. You're going to press one of those numbers. You're going to press 1 or you're going to press 2, and you're going to come directly to me. That's the number to my dispatch firm. So when you all come to me, I am going to look up freight for you and give it to you free live here on the Load Board Report, because that's what we do every morning. We give away free freight on the Load Board Report. All right. So let me go ahead and jump on over here. Now, we're not sharing on YouTube. We are sharing on YouTube this morning, but we are not live on Facebook this morning. So that's probably why we haven't gotten a whole bunch of people watching on YouTube yet, because we didn't go live on Facebook, but we're going to roll with it. Anyhow. All right, let's go ahead and do some show y'all how it is we do what we do. I'm gonna do a little bit of because I do a little bit of training mixed in with finding freight, because this is what we do. This is what we teach our people to do over at the RBBS Logistics Learning Center on our online platform. We do this a lot. We go over how to use the load board. We go over load acquisitions and how to locate and find freight in the United States. So we're gonna go ahead and pick a state here. And we're gonna go through. Let's pick a state that I haven't really done before. I do Texas a lot. I've done Florida. I've done Louisiana. I've done Georgia. I've done Pennsylvania. We've even done California. We've done Oregon and Maine and places like that. Let's get over here to the middle of the country. Now, if someone is on with us, make sure you mute your mic there, Miss Sophia, because if you have some background noise, it's going to pull up here during the broadcast. Unless you want to ask a question or something, unless you have a question or something like that. But let's pick a state that we don't normally do all the time. Let's go. Where can we go that I have not done before? I've done pretty much all these states just about. I'm trying to find one that I don't really do a lot. Let's go with Indiana. Okay, I haven't really done Indiana. I've done Illinois, Ohio, and and surrounding, but I understand there's some pretty good freight up here in this little, section up here. In Illinois, Iowa, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, PA, all in that little belt right in there, kind of like a mid-east belt. Okay. All right. Sophia raised her hand. Sophia, what question do you have this morning, Sophia Moore? Sophia, you raised your hand? You have a question for us this morning?
Yes, I'm watching. So let's try to go for
Okay, I can barely hear you, Sophia.
Can you try North Carolina?
Oh, she said North Carolina. You want me to try North Carolina?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll look at North Carolina, see what's going on in North Carolina. All right. So let's see what's going on in North Carolina this morning at the request of our in-house guest this morning. So North Carolina's got 2,379 loads. We're gonna see what's going on in North Carolina. See what type of loads they got over there this morning. Any particular type of trailer, Sophia, dry van, reefer, flatbed, anything in particular?
Yes, sir. They have do a lot of meats and food, so I'm going with reefer trailer.
Reefers, okay. She wants to look up some reefer loads in North Carolina. All right, let's go with reefer now. When you're looking for reefer, looking at that right there. Now, if you're looking for loads that a reefer truck can pull, or if you're just looking for refrigerated freight, y'all do know reefers can pull dry van loads too, right? In case y'all didn't know that. Reefers can pull dry van loads. You have to make sure that the refrigeration system is turned off and that is, or turned up to a level where it's not gonna, freeze anything or, damage any of the freight that dry van is, that dry van cargo is. And you have to make sure that your reefer is dry and it's clean. That's all it is. You make sure your trailer is dry and clean, and you can pull van freight as well with a reefer. So if you can pull van freight with a reefer, aren't reefers ventilated with the air control system? So you can pull a vented van with reefers too. So these are all categories you can pull with reefer if you're looking for loads that your reefer truck can pull, and you're having problems finding reefer loads. You might want to go ahead and click that van and vented van also, because your reefer can pull all those categories of freight. But let's go and look at North Carolina right now for what we got. Let's click my done button and let's do my search and see what we got. All right, here we go. Now you got a lot of van loads coming out of North Carolina. North Carolina is a very big, state for dry van. I know when I was running dry van, I didn't have any problem finding loads in North Carolina. Now, with the same right, because your reefer can pull these van loads, you got to have a lot of time when you see loads on here that are suitable for reefer and van. Okay, like right there, we see RV, that's both reefer and van. And a lot of times you can get these people up here to let you run your loads in a van too, especially when the weight is light, like this 17,000 pounds, 29,000 pounds, 26,000 pounds, 15,000 pounds, all that lightweight stuff. Yeah, you can just toss that in a reefer and haul bucket, man. I mean, you can. So you can toss that stuff in a reefer and haul bucket. But let's look for some good rate per mile freight. And right off the top here, you got a load that's coming out of Edenton, North Carolina, going to Danville, Virginia. It's only 216 miles. This freight is 10 hours old, so it's been on the load board pretty much all night. So a broker is waiting for somebody to call up and snatch that load up, okay? If you are a reefer and you are in Edenton, North Carolina, or somewhere in the area of Edenton, North Carolina, you can pick that load up. There's no bid here because it's right there in Edenton. And it's only going 216 miles to Danville, Virginia. And it is a reefer load. It's a full load. It is 53 foot in the length, 44,000 pounds is the weight, and it's paying $1,700. That is $7.87. per mile. Now that one doesn't pick up until the 14th. Okay, that's your ship date, so you can't grab that one right now. That picks up on the 14th. So kind of put that in your pocket. You know, if you live in that area, that's Jinx Logistics, Logistics at 800-444-9008. That one picks up on the 14th. Now, what you have that is leaving today, which is the 11th, you've got a load that's leaving out of Warsaw, North Carolina. It's going 727 miles, and you're not going to be able to make this run in one day. It's gonna take you a couple of days to run. About a day and about 2 or 3 hours. But you're gonna have to run the next morning for about 2 or 3 hours to complete this load. Because look, I don't care what you say, no one can drive 727 miles in one driving shift with a big truck. It can't happen. Truck only gets 5.56 miles to the gallon. Your speed, even if you're running ungoverned at 72, 75 miles an hour, the best you're gonna do is 650, 680 miles on your distance on traveling, especially in North Carolina, up in going towards Maine, okay, or I'm sorry, that Maine or Massachusetts, going towards Massachusetts. So you know you're not gonna be able to do that, not with that type of weight, okay, 42,000 pounds, and in that hilly country. You're not going to be able to do it in one day. So this is going to be a couple of days run. It's going to take you at least a day and probably 2 or 3 hours the next morning running to complete this trip, okay? So, but it is going to Taunton. I guess I'm pronouncing that right. Taunton, looks like Massachusetts, and there's a reefer, 53-foot, 42,000 pounds. It's paying $4,220. That's at $5.80 per mile. That picks up this morning, and that is offered by Chop Tank Transport at 410-673-1240. Let's check to make sure that's a clean drive-through without any stops. It don't look like it's any stops. It didn't say anything about, you know, 1 drop or 2 drops, anything like that. Looks like it's a clean drive-through. There are no extra stops, anything like that. So yeah, you're good to go on that. All right, there you go on that one this morning. Here's another one. A lot of stuff leaving on the 14th. We're not gonna take a look at that one. We're gonna look at this. Here's one leaving on tomorrow on the 12th. We're not gonna look at that one, but that's for tomorrow. But that's a van load though. They may allow you to put that on a reefer. You have to call them and check it. But as far as a reefer concerned for today, here's another one that leaves out of Warsaw and it's going to Plant City, Florida. It's coming down here to Florida, Plant City, Florida. And that one is a full load. It's going 641 miles. It's a full load, 42,000 pounds, paying $3,550. That's $5.54 per mile. That's also offered by Chop Tank Transport. Chop Tank has a lot of loads on here this morning. Also coming out of North Carolina. It's also offered by Chop Tank Transport. You have there. And that one again is, the phone number is 410-673-1240. So you got quite a bit of freight that's coming out of North Carolina here, Sophia. Quite a bit of freight for reefers coming out of North Carolina. You got, here's one going to Astoria, New York, $2,500, 467 miles. You can run that in one day. You can run the one to Plant City, Florida in one day if you don't make any stops. You just stop for your half-hour break. No longer than that. Get back in that truck and keep that door closed and keep on moving. You can make that one in one trip. That's 641 miles. I've done 650 miles before in one trip, clean through. And coming from there going to Florida, that's a pretty easy run because you're pretty much going downhill all the way. From North Carolina, let me let y'all know something. From North Carolina to Florida, you're pretty much going downhill all the way. You may have a couple of small hilly mountains coming out of North Carolina, but once you get to the edge of North Carolina, you're downhill all the way. Literally, you can damn near put your truck in neutral and just let it hit a coast at 65, 70 miles an hour, especially with weight behind you. It's gonna coast. So, so you're gonna make good time. You're gonna make good time. One of the good things about knowing this industry and knowing the country, you can pretty much tell from looking at where the freight is located, how quick you can move in getting that freight, or how many miles you can travel in getting that freight to its destination, and how much fuel you're gonna burn, just based on what you know about the terrain in certain parts of the country. All right. If you're coming from anywhere like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and you're coming down towards Florida, Louisiana, some parts of Georgia. Georgia has some mountains too, in case y'all didn't know. But if you're coming down to Florida, pretty much when you get out of the hilly area, it's all downhill coming towards Florida. Everything going down towards Miami or down towards deep South Florida or coming into Florida is all down here. Because how is Florida made? Florida is a peninsula. It's a peninsula. It's coming from the ocean. It's on the ocean, surrounded by three sides. So that's your down point. It's downhill, heading down towards the ocean, because the water don't flow up here. That's what keeps the water from coming up. Water, it's all going down here. So the ocean is down, the land is up. So when you hit Florida, you're coming all down here. Yeah, anywhere from Tallahassee on down is downhill. Now Tallahassee, you got a couple of hills here in Tallahassee and up near Georgia. But once you hit Florida, you're going downhill. Okay, you're pretty much going downhill. Your truck is not gonna have a problem, and that just comes from knowing the terrain of the country. Someone like myself, who now I've driven trucks all over the United States. When I was a covenant, company driver, I crisscrossed the country. I hit every state at least 5 times when I was driving with Covenant Transport, and I mean that. Well, not Alaska and not Hawaii, but I hit every state on the mainland, in the main part of the United States, in the continental United States, at least 5 times when I was driving for Covenant. And as an owner operator, I probably hit them another 5 or 6 times. So, and I mean every state: mountains, flatland, Midwest, South, North, East. It don't matter. I hit them all. Okay, I hit them all. Right. So there you have it on that. But that's pretty much what you got coming out of North Carolina. You got a lot of loads coming out of North Carolina. You got a lot of stuff that's coming out of North Carolina that leaves on the 14th, the 13th. Now, here's some stuff. I'm trying to see if some of these look like dedicated runs.
Sir, can you hear?
I hear you.
While you was talking, I got if this is a dedicated one, you tell me. From Warsaw to Rocky Mount to Goldsboro back to Wilson, all that is surrounded around me right now by this one company, Chop Tank. Can you look at it and see if I was right?
Warsaw going to where?
The company, this Chop Tank.
Yeah.
It started out a region. That means they got another one from Warsaw, Rocky Mount, Goldsboro, and Wilson. So evidently that's that same company.
Okay.
In both of the places, right?
All right. So let's look at this where it says I'm on one of the Warsaw loads right now. If you want to see what else a company has on this load board, you simply go to what it says. This company has 31 additional matches for this exact search. Now that's for the search. So you will click on it, and it's going to pull up there what they have, other loads that they have available leaving out of North Carolina. So when it pulls that up, we're gonna see what you're talking about here. Let's go over here to this search, and you said it's a Warsaw to Plant City. I see a lot of Halifax. All right, I don't see a Warsaw a whole bunch of loads leaving Warsaw coming from the same company. Now, what I do see coming from the same company is, hold on, let me check again. I see Warsaw once, Warsaw twice to Trenton, Warsaw to Carnage Point, Warsaw to Trenton. I see Warsaw to Plant City again, Warsaw to Carnage Point, Warsaw to Trenton, Warsaw to Plant City. Now they're going to different locations, so that's not dedicated. They're going to different locations. Okay, that those Warsaw loads. But if you look at when you're looking at loads, if you're looking at loads on the load board, what's going to tell you definitely if it's a dedicated run is when you see something that's picking up in the same place and going to the same place multiple times, offered by the same company, but your ship dates are all different. Your ship dates will line up like the 11th, the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, like that. Okay, when you see that, then you know that that's a dedicated run. All right, I don't see a lot of pickups and delivery to the same place over and over, being repeated over and over. On here, I have, and you'll see them because there'll be a cluster, because you can't miss. I mean, you won't be able to miss them. You'll see them, and there'll be a cluster of loads that the pickup and the drop off is the same location. Pickup, destination, all the exact same. But when you look over at the dates, they're leaving on different dates. Now, if you see a lot of pickups and drops in the same destination, all leaving on the same date, that means they have more than one load that's running that day. Doesn't mean that that's a dedicated loads that's running every day. That means there's more than one load running that day. Now, you can call that broker and quiz them to find out if that load does run on multiple days. Sometimes that's the case, but you have to call that broker to find that out. But definitely, if you want to look for dedicated freight on the load boards, anytime you see a bunch of loads clustered together, they're all picking up in the same place and going to the same destination, and they have different transport dates, that is a dedicated lane. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at the fact that that one company serviced a lot of these small towns that's around the town that I live in.
Yeah.
I wasn't really looking at the fact that where it was going, just the fact they had a lot of them.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that they're not dedicated. It could mean that they're not classified as being dedicated, but chances are if they were dedicated, they would be listed on the load board on multiple days, same pickup, same drop. And you'll look over here where it says on the ship date, you got to check the ship date. On the ship date, if those were lined up like that, one leaving on the 11th, one leaving on, and it was all, I'm picking up, going to the same location repeatedly, those are dedicated. Let me see if I can find a dedicated for you real quick to show you what I'm talking about. Hold on here. Make sure I get it. Let me get out of this one. Let me see if I can find and give me an example of a dedicated. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Give me a second. Pull this out the way. All right. Let me see if I can find a one and try to show you what I'm talking about. If I can find a cluster of loads with a pickup and the drop off at the same place. You can usually find some dedicated. All right, here we go right here. All right, you see this right here? Do you see this? That Monaco, North Carolina to Cummings, Georgia.
Yeah.
Do you see how many? You see how many of those there are? You see it? You got a whole bunch of them, right? Flatbed and van can carry. It can be put on a flatbed or a van, which means it's probably palletized stuff. It's probably pallets. Okay, no stuff. And you look at here. Look at your rate. All the same. 900, 900, 900, 900, 900, 900, 900. You see that? Do you see that?
I see.
And the pay rate's the same company. ATS Logistics, all the same company, but look at your ship dates. You got anywhere from today. There's one for the 11th. There's one for the 12th. Where's the 13th? There's one for the 13th. There's one for the 14th. You got a couple of them here for the 14th. Well, no, there's one for the 14th. Where's the 15th? And then, well, then I'm probably not going to have one the 15th. Why? Because the 15th is on a Saturday. You see what I'm saying? So it skipped 15th and the 16th, and then it jumps over to what? The 17th. There's the 17th. You see that? 17th. There's the 18th. There's the 19th. There's the 20th. Okay, then it skips again because the weekend's coming up. Then you got the 20. You're gonna have the 24th, the 25th, the 26th, 27th. That's a dedicated lane. That's a dedicated lane. So what you want to do is, if you got a guy that's in North Carolina, right? If you got a guy that's in Monaco, North Carolina, if you want to put him on a dedicated run to where he's pretty much back home every night, this is what you're going to do. You're going to grab, let's say like this load is leaving on the 11th. You're going to call up that broker and you can say, hey, I noticed that you have the load that leaves every day. All right, it goes to Cumming, Georgia, coming from Monaco, North Carolina. It's paying $900, which is good for a van. I mean, van driver would love to have this. Van driver would love to have this run. All right, and then what you're going to do is you're going to just do a reverse search and to see if you can find a load coming back. Because you can run that load, and if you can find a load coming back, you can probably run a load coming back and get him back there that same day. You see what I'm saying? For him to pick up that load every day. Okay? It's 300 some odd miles, but he may be able to push it. If he can drive 650 miles on a day, he can make it happen. He might not be able to get all the way back that same day, but here's what he can do. He can get close enough back, shut down, and then go pick that load up that next morning after he does what? His 10-hour what? Reset, right? Yeah.
While you got North Carolina up, can you see what's coming out of Kinston, Kinston?
Okay, yeah. All right, but let me finish making my point about this dedicated. Let me finish making my point about this dedicated because we done got on this dedicated thing now, and let me finish the second part of that. But the second part of running a dedicated that's going 300 some odd miles, you want to be able to run that load every day. The only way you're going to run that load every day is to get back there to pick it up the next day. All right, so you got to find a load going back because you don't want to deadhead back. Because if you deadhead back, you're losing half your money. All right, so what you want to do is you want to be able to get back there and deadhead back. Now, if he makes a run like that, here's one that takes him to you want to find one that doesn't have a whole lot of deadhead, leaving from where he's dropping off at, going back to where he needs to get back to. So, because you don't want to do a whole lot of deadhead. So these little 37-mile deadheads, he can go pick up, in Atlanta, and he can go 14 miles to Beaufort. See if he got another. See if there's any other deadhead that has a low deadhead mileage. That's about the best deadhead he's gonna find right there. Them little 14 miles, little 37 miles, and 14 miles. The one that's going from Beaufort, is 14-mile deadhead. It's gonna be 230-mile trip miles. So that's gonna put him back close to where he needs to do, and he can run both those loads completely in that one day. So he's gonna make $900 going out there. Then when he drops that load, he's gonna go 14 miles to Beaufort, and he's gonna run 230 miles back towards North Carolina, where he left from. Concord, he's gonna go toward Concord, North Carolina, which is gonna be less than 100 miles from where he originally came from. It's gonna put him back within 100 miles of Montecure, because that's where he wants to go, right? He wants to get back to Montecure so he can grab another one of those loads. So he's gonna grab that load from there back to Beaufort. Now, I wouldn't necessarily jump on that one. I would jump on this one, really. You're gonna run. I would take this Atlanta to Greensboro. Yeah, it's a little bit more deadhead miles, and it's a little bit longer miles, which he's not gonna be. He won't be able to run that all the way back to Greensboro that same day, but he'll get close enough to where he can get up early that next morning, drop that load in Greensboro, and still be able to make it to Montecure and pick up that load that runs again that next day. You see what I'm saying? And when he does, and the reason why I would do that, because this has more than one load. Atlanta to Greensboro, Atlanta to Greensboro, and it pays well, $1,600. So you got 900 and you got 1,600. That's what he can do. He can do this 14-mile one, Beaufort to Concord, and that pays $1,050. So either one of these would be great loads to get him back. And he can pretty much, looks like there's plenty of loads that run him back close to every day that he can do. Here's one that runs him back on the 13th. Here's one that runs him back on the 11th. Here's one that runs back on the 12th. Here's one that, so he looks like he can find freight going back the other way. So he can run that load, that $900 load, and then it looks like $1,000 to a $1,200 dollar load going back. That is a perfect dedicated lane type of situation, almost as perfect as you can get. Because what are you looking at money-wise when you do that? You're looking at 900 plus, let's say 1,100, somewhere between 1,000 and $1,200 is what we're seeing. So he's looking at $2,000 a day, 5 days a week for a van. Pretty much back home every night, off every weekend. 52 weeks in a year. Hold up, I'm sorry, I did that wrong. $2,000 a day, 5 days a week. So that's times 5. So that's what we're looking at per week on his dry van. And that times 52 weeks in a year. How often do you find dedicated? Look, do you think a dry van operator would be excited about being on a dedicated, running out of North Carolina, heading up towards Atlanta, Georgia, Concord, Georgia, and then heading back home every night to pick up that load for the next morning? You think he'd be excited about that 5 days a week, off every weekend?
Yeah, I know a couple that would.
$500,000 a year. Now, minus your 10%, and look what you make on that. You make $52,000 a year off of that one owner operator on that one lane, back and forth. Now, chances are you got to find him a backhaul every day, because you got a whole, but that's the Atlanta, North Carolina area. You got a whole lot of backhauls that's going back closer to Montecure every single day, as we just showed you. And they're all paying between $1,000 and $1,200 and $1,300. So they're all paying around that $1,100 going back. You already got your going. That's set every day. Because once you make that run, you're going to tell that broker, Mr. Broker, you know my guy that picked that load up this morning? My guy can run that load every day. Then that broker don't have to post that load on the load board every day trying to find a carrier for it. So you solve his problem, right? And you got your guy on a dedicated going out every morning, and then all you got to do is find him a backhaul back every morning, which we just showed you it's not hard to do in that area, because it is, the load density is thick in that area, coming back from the Atlanta area, coming back to that area of where he picked up at. So you see that right there? And so that means you got a dry van that's going to be making $468,000 per year. A dry van. Come on. I don't know a dry van driver out there that wouldn't jump all over that. All right? All right. Now, let's look at what you was wanting me to look for. But before I do that, let me check with my YouTube people to see if we got any carriers looking for some stuff. Because I don't know who this is that keeps putting this up here. Y'all beware. Now, I'm telling y'all right now, this person right here, I blocked them on one occasion, but they come back under a different name with the same thing. Obviously, this is one of those, forbidden sites. We all see this stuff posted on here from this, and it's coming from somebody in Russia. All this stuff right here, don't go to these sites because they're probably porn sites or something like that. This whoever this is, they was on a couple of days ago under a different name, posting crap like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and block them on this one again. Obviously, your site is not doing very well if you got to resort to this type of stuff. So let me report them. We're posting pornographic material and get rid of their behind. If I keep reporting, YouTube is going to ban them. It's what's going to happen. They're going to look up the IP address and ban the IP address. They keep joining YouTube under a different name. So hopefully YouTube will ban them for that crap. All right. I don't have any lookups on. Good morning, Stacy. Thank you for joining us, Ms. Ryanford. Appreciate you joining this morning. Let me go back over here. And all right, we're gonna look for one more load because we're about out of time. What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? What time is it? Let me check my time. 7:10. Yeah. Okay. We got started at 6:15, 6:19. So we got a few more minutes. We got time to look for one more load. Now, you wanted me to look for in what area now?
Kinston.
Canton, North Carolina?
Kinston, Kinston.
Kin. Oh, I put too many letters in there. Kinston. Kinston where?
North Carolina. Right there.
All right, Kinston. I'm still looking for van and reefer?
Yeah.
Searching van and reefer. Now, Ms. Sophie, you have this this access from your back office site, right?
Yes, sir. But this is the first time I got to interact with
I got you. I got you. All right. Coming out of that area, it doesn't look like you have a whole lot of stuff coming out of that area. Looks like you got a lot of here's a lot of dedicated runs that's coming out of that area. That's offered by Landstar. You got a lot of dedicated stuff. You only got one load here that's showing a rate on it though. And based on this rate, $860, $4.91 per mile. Now, these are all van loads, by the way. You got one reefer load on here from Kinston to Batchville. Okay, going 1,018 miles. You probably get some good money out of it, but you got to call and negotiate that rate. It doesn't even have a weight on it, so you're gonna have to contact them to negotiate that rate for that one. But I would call on this dedicated from Landstar. Here's a Greensboro to Oshkosh, another long run, and that's a van. So you can probably get some pretty good money out of that too. Okay. These two loads right here, you can probably get some good money out of that too. All these are probably good paying freight. All these are probably gonna be up around $300, you know, close to $3, $4, close to $5 per mile. Especially this right here. This dedicated, I would definitely call this. I would call Landstar on this. And their number is 859-384-6851. I will call Landstar and get the numbers on this load to find out what it is. It's only 30,000 pounds, so it's not that heavy. Okay, it's not that heavy. It's going from North Carolina to Alabama, so it's not going to be a whole bunch of mountains. It's going to be pretty much a smooth sailing, flat land ride. Good weather, right? Once you get out of North Carolina, good weather getting to Alabama. This is a good run, and it runs every single day. It runs every single day. You just got to call and get the numbers on it and see if you can negotiate the best rate you can for it, and then let Landstar know that you got a driver that's willing to take this load every day. Now, it's 642 miles. That means the driver's got to be able to run. He's not gonna be able to run it every day. He can run it every other day. He'll be able to get there, right? He can get there, but then he's not gonna be able to get back to pick it up for the next day. He can get there, shut down, then get back the next day, and then pick up the load the next day. So every other day, he can run that load. Okay, so you just gotta be able to find freight going back, but you can do a reverse search right here, right now, to see if you got anything that's coming back that way. You can do a reverse search, see if you got anything that's coming back that way. Okay. You got a 31-mile deadhead. He can go pick up a load in Birmingham, Alabama. He's gonna go 558 miles back to Raleigh, North Carolina. So yeah, he can get back that way. But you gotta negotiate that rate too. Now, and those are all van loads. Let me add a reefer load in there and see what we got coming back on reefer. But there was no reefer going out that way. There was all vans. Now, if you got a reefer driver, you can probably get that reefer driver to you probably get them to put that on a reefer truck. But yeah, there's not very many loads that are going back that way. If I increase my radius, but when you increase your radius, you're getting out of the range of being able to get back and run that load, even that next day, because you're going even further out on your deadhead, on dropping back off. So he come back within 150 miles, 100 to 150 miles of Kinston, and here you go. You got a couple more loads. You can go 68 deadhead miles to there and come back to Linesville, North Carolina. I don't know if that's close to where you want to go. You can get that one. Comes back. Here's one that comes back on the 13th. It's 31 deadhead miles from where he's dropping off, going back to Birmingham. So those are your you can probably find them a backhaul going back. There are some backhauls that will be going back off this dedicated. So now this would be perfect for a small trucking company, right? If you got a small trucking company that has 2 to 4 trucks, less than 5 trucks, you can run this every day with that company. You just got to do it with 2 different trucks. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you got a company that's got at least 2 trucks, if you got a company you're dispatching for that has at least 2 trucks, you can run this load every day. Or you can do this. If you got 2 owner operators, you can put each of them on a semi-dedicated every other day. One you run it one day, the other one you run there the next day, and vice versa. You see what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Now, why would you want to do that?
Why would I want to do it?
Yeah.
Because of the fact that of the miles and being able to get back and forth.
Well, not only that, is you as a dispatch firm get to pick up that same money you would pick up on one truck, but you said now you're doing it on two trucks. You see what I'm saying? You have a semi-dedicated load that you're getting paid 10% on for two trucks now. Your goal was to try and get one truck on a dedicated to run that every day. Since the numbers don't work out, the logistics, the distance don't work out for you to do that. So you take two of your carriers, you put them on that load, one running each day, every other day, swapping them out. Every day they run that load. But either way, they both got a load going and a load coming back every day. So what have you done now? You created two dedicated lanes that now you're getting paid on two semi-dedicated lanes. You got two dedicated going, and you find them both loads coming back the next day. Then you got 2 days. But they're swapping. You see that? One day you got one going, you got one coming back. Next day you got one coming back, you got one going. So now you're now created two dedicated lanes that you are now getting paid on.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing as having one if it was running every day, but you can't run it every day because of the distance. But you can put two on, and now you got two dedicated runs that you're getting paid your 10% on both those dedicated lanes. Let me put it to you this way. One is paying $900, right? Let's see what one is paying. This was paying, we don't know what this one's paying, but we know it's going 642 miles. That can be done in one day if you got a driver who's gonna stay in his truck and not do all that stops and sightseeing and all that type of stuff. So you got to have yourself a good driver. You got to pick your best person who knows how to keep his door shut and want to make money. He can make that run He can make that run in one day. Now he's not going to be able to pick up something and coming back that same day. He's not going to shut down, pick up something the next day and come back. And then the day after that, he can run it again. So you're going to have two carriers that's going to be off center running, staggered, and they're going to be passing each other every time. They're going to beat each other every time, going back and forth. But here is what you're going to have. What would I negotiate on this rate right here? And it's a dedicated North Carolina. I would go for $4, and I would go for what this load up here is paying, $4.91. I would say, can you pay me anywhere? I would say my carrier to run that every day. Because remember, and here's how you justify getting that kind of money. First of all, my carrier has to be dedicated to staying in that truck. So he's got to drive straight through pretty much. He can't make it a stop. Only stop he's going to make is that morning he's going to fuel up, and then he's going to make his half-hour break stop. He's not going to take a break for longer than a half hour. Because if you take a break for anything longer than a half hour, he's not going to be able to complete that run. Right? So he's going to be dedicated to staying in that truck and running all the way until he gets your load there. Now, for a driver, because most drivers like to make stops, take a break, take a couple of snack breaks. You got to run to the bathroom a couple of times, all this other stuff. Here's a guy that you are telling your broker, this guy's going to be dedicated to running that load straight through. So your load's going to get there the same day that it got picked up. None of this get there and wait till the next day to get it in and all that stuff. No, you're going to be worried free from that. Now, I've got to have one of my best guys on this. So this guy, he is good, who wants this load. But he's not going to do it for less than $4.90 a mile. That make sense to you? That's how you're going to approach the broker with that. Because if you do that at $4.90 a mile, 642 miles, here's what you got going. If you can get $4 or $5 per mile, let's say $4.90 times 642. That's what that load's going to pay him, $3,145. Now that's every other day he's going to be making that because he's going wait, pick up a load coming back, then grab it again, going. But you're gonna have 2 carriers that are gonna be doing that. You got 2 carriers, you're gonna have 2 carriers that's gonna be doing that every other day. Now, so what you're gonna do, now you gotta find a load going back. Now, if you find a load going back and it's paying, and if it's only paying $2,000, your load coming back, you're not trying to necessarily equal your money going, because that's what you call your money load. Your money load is going. Your coming back load is getting you back to your money load and making you some money, but you're definitely not trying to lose money. That's your goal for having that load coming back. You want to make money coming back, but you definitely don't want to lose money. So what you want to do is you want to find your, a recovery load coming back, because you get back and you recover and you're ready to get back to your money load. So the next day you want to try and find him something that's coming back. Let's say on the average of paying at least $2,500, $2,000 to $2,500. All right, if you can do that, you got that right there, plus 31.45 plus, let's say, 2,500 on the one coming back. So you got that every 2 days. He's making that kind of money right there. So here's what you got. You got 31.45 going, 25 coming back. 31.45 going, 25 coming back, and then you're gonna have one weekend where he's gonna go. You're gonna have the 31.45 going. He can get there. Then he's got to find a load coming back that weekend. That brings he take his time on coming back that weekend, because if he finds a load that comes back that next day on a Saturday, he can pretty much shut down on Sunday, because he's probably not gonna be able to drop it on that Sunday. He can go on home, shut down, right, get up early that next morning, drop that load to where he's dropping it at, then run back over and pick up his money load. You see what I'm saying? So here's what you're gonna have. And that's gonna be not every week like that, because 1 week he's gonna be, coming back. 1 week he's gonna be back home already. So what you're gonna have is you're gonna have 3 loads that's paying the 31.45 and 2 loads that's paying 2,500 each week. 1 week. Then the next week you're gonna have 3 loads that's paying the 2,500 and 2 loads that's paying the 31.45. You see why that is? Yeah.
I'm gonna get it, but
Okay. All right. Because he's going and coming back on different days. 1 week he's gonna run 3 loads down, because there's only 5 running days in a week. You see what I'm saying? So if he runs on a Monday going down, that's 31.45. On Tuesday he's coming back, that's 2,500. On Wednesday he's running down, that's 31.45. That's 31.45. On Thursday he's coming back, that's 2,500. On Friday he makes another run, 31.45 going down. That's 3 31.45 going down, right? And then on Saturday, if you can find him a Saturday load, it's probably going to be a different load, something to get him back. He can take his time coming back, but he's not going to be able to drop it until Monday morning. So that means you're going to have 3 31.45 going down and 2 24 something coming back, unless you can find that one on a Saturday that runs him back. You see what I'm saying? Now, the next week, because he ran down and came back, there may be a case where he may be stuck in Alabama that weekend because he can't find a load. So that means on Monday, he's going to run a load going back. But on Tuesday, he's going to take his what? 31.45 going down. On Wednesday, so it's 135.45 going down that next week. On Wednesday, he's going to run a load coming back to 2,500. On Thursday, he's going to run that load 31.45 going back. Going down, right? And on Friday, he's going to run a third 2,500, which means he's only going to run 2 31.45 that week and 3 2,500. So every other week he's going to be running. It's going to be a flip flop because of where he ends up on Friday. You get it?
I got it this time because I wrote it down while you said it.
All right, there you go. So what you gotta have, and I know that because I ran a load like that coming from Georgia, Bainbridge, Georgia to Chicago. It was a peanut run. It was a peanut run. It was 800 and some odd miles is what it was. I couldn't run it in one day. All right. It took me a day and the next, and a half of a day, the next day to run that load. So here's what I was doing. I would pick up a load of full bushels of peanuts in Bainbridge, Georgia, run them to Chicago. It paid $24.50 going to Chicago, right? I get there. If I left on that Monday morning, I ran and get there Tuesday. I ran, shut down that night, get up early that morning, get there early in the morning before the plant opened up. Because I was shut down about 3 o'clock. I ran my 11 hours because I leave at like 6:30, 7 in the morning. And I run till about 3, 4 o'clock and shut down. I could run again. I could start by running again at 4 in the morning, 4:20, somewhere around there. Get back up, get my fuel, be on the road by 5 a.m. I only got a couple hours to go. So I get to the plant before 8 a.m., before it even opens up. That I already know the trucks can park and wait for them to open. I get there and I shut down and I'm waiting for the plant to open up. When the plant opens up, I don't even start my clock because I'm moving, going less than 15 miles an hour. I go in, back up to the thing, get unloaded. Then I go around to the other side of the building and they load me up with the load of planters, peanuts and stuff that's already bottled up. And guess where I'm going back? Same place I picked up from, Bainbridge, Georgia, back to the same plant, same miles, right? Same time it's gonna take me to get there. So there was a case where I was making $24.50 going up to Chicago, but I was making $22.50 going back to Bainbridge. So $24.50, $22.50, $24.50, $22.50, $24.50, and I'm stuck in Chicago that weekend, right? Or I can get up and drive. I'm loaded, but I gotta sit there and wait and shut down because I got loaded. I couldn't leave because my time is up. So I would leave that Saturday coming back home, and I would get back home around about Saturday night, Sunday morning, somewhere that time, shut down, and then wait to go into Bainbridge to drop and pick up another load. So 1 week I was making $24.50 3 times and $22.50 2 times. The next week I was making $24.50 2 times and $22.50 3 times. You see how that works? It was a staggered type of deal, but it was a dedicated still. Same thing here. It's going to be a staggered type of deal. So here's what you're going to have. You're going to have 31.45 times 3. 31.45 times 3, which is going to give you $9,435. And you're going to have 2,500 times 2, which is going to be 5,000. So that's going to be plus 5,000. Now this is going to turn out to be a very, very good dedicated though. That's $14,000 a week. I know it sounded complicated, but it pays damn good, don't it? You see that now?
I got it now.
Yeah, it sounded complicated, but it pays damn good. All right. So you're gonna have that 1 week, and the next week you're gonna be flip-flop. You're gonna be 3 2,500s and 2 31. What you call it? So it's probably gonna be about 12,000, about 12,500 something the next week. So you got that. It's gonna be, so if you look at that, it's gonna be 6 months, of that, and 6 months of the other. It's how you're going to calculate your total revenue. All right. So you got 1443 there. All right. So you got that, 6 months of that times 6 months. So that's $86,600 for 6 months of that. All right. Your next one, you're going to have 3 2,500s. Which is 7,500, and you're gonna have 2 31. What did I say? the 3145s. You'll have two 3145s. So you're gonna have that plus 7,500. So you're gonna have 6 months of hold up. Am I doing that right? I'm sorry, I did that wrong. That's a week, right? Let me do this right. Okay, that's a week. $13,790 per week. There are 4 weeks in a month. So that times 4.33. Yeah, I totally underestimated that rate on the amount. So that's $59,710 on that one per month. Okay, and then on the other one, what did I do? I said 14, 4, 43, 14,435. All right. So that times 6. Yeah, there we go. That times 6, 358,000. And then you got the other one, which is 14,445. Times 4.33 weeks in a month. There we go. And then that times 6 months. So yeah, you're gonna have a guy doing well over 600,000, almost $700,000. So you got that 375, 281 plus 358, 264. So that's gonna be plus 358, 264. $264. That's a $733,000 dedicated or semi-dedicated. You got to work to find them a load coming back, every day. But for that kind of money, for your 10%, right? Minus 10%. For that kind of money on one dedicated lane, you'll work to find him loads coming back every day for that kind of money, won't you? Won't you?
Yes, I will.
Yeah, look. People always ask me, Calvin, why do you say you can teach people how to do $100,000 a year? Because I don't just teach people how to find freight. If you got a trainer out there and all they teach you how to just go to load boards and look up freight, I mean, come on, you need to find another trainer. You need to find another trainer. Okay. You see how I broke this down and showing you how you can turn and you're looking at the same load boards that everybody else is looking at, but you're able to put together dedicated and come up with a strategy to make your carrier what? $660,000 a year on a dry van or a reefer, right? Right?
Yes.
And these are loads, same loads everybody else is looking at, but everybody else is looking at, oh yeah, just find that load running back, finally, then find another load for running back, find another driver running back. No. Yeah, if you do that, you're gonna be average just like every other dispatcher out there. You're gonna be average, every other dispatcher, struggling to hit $100,000 a year. But in your case, looking at almost $73,000 that you done made on what? One semi-dedicated lane by putting and now get this. Because you're doing this, this is gonna be times 2 because you're gonna have 2 separate drivers doing this, right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So on just two drivers on the same semi-dedicated lane, you're bringing in 73,000. Your 10% is going to pay you roughly 73,354, roughly $73,000. All right. So what do you have? So hold on. Make this up. All right. So you're going to be, while everyone else is struggling to hit $100,000, you just got two carriers. You got something going on in the background that's coming through loud and clear. You cooking breakfast? I want some. You're making over $146,000 a year on just two drivers, or two owner operators. Well, everyone else is struggling to hit 100,000 because they got trained by some Yahoo who don't know how to scale their business. Right? You see the difference in that?
Yes, I do.
And it's not hard. It's not hard. I mean, just like we found this morning, I showed you all yesterday where I found some freight that's paying, dedicated $500,000. I showed you all last week where I found some stuff that's paying $800,000. I find this stuff all the time. If you follow the training, if you do it the way I show you how to do it, you'll run across this stuff every week. So in running across this stuff every week and you're putting your carriers on it, are you not getting your carriers satisfied with making good money doing dedicated lanes? And are you not making good money for yourself? And do you not deserve that 10% because of the effort you put into to create these dedicated lanes and semi-dedicated lanes? This is how you become successful in this industry. This is how you set yourself apart from everybody else within the industry. So when I have people that say to me, I see your 1099 saying you made $173,000 in 2020, in 2021, I see you made over $300,000. All that came from dispatching. Yes, it did, and all that came from dispatching. All that came from dispatching. Because I do more than just dispatch freight. I'm an owner-op business manager, and that's what I train my students to become, owner-op business managers. All right. That's it for today. That's a good note to end on. Let me go and say hi to all my people. Let me say hi to all my people over here on Facebook, on YouTube. Goody Rich, good morning, Goody. Hi, thank you for joining us this morning, Goody. Stacy, Ryanfoot. Yeah, Stacy, exactly. Stacy says, "Wow." Hey, this is what we do. We try to make this as good as possible. I don't know who these people is that's posting all these porn websites, on this stuff. But I'm telling y'all right now, you're not welcome. Okay, you're not welcome. So I'm reporting you all, and hopefully Facebook, not Facebook. Hopefully YouTube will ban you. Okay, so I am going to report you all. So when you post it, just know that you're gonna be reported. So I'm giving you fair warning. You post it, I'm going to report you, then I'm going to block you, and then, you can come back up on the new stuff, but guess what? I'm going to report that too. So eventually, they're going to track you down. They're going to track, get the LP addresses and all that, the IP addresses and all that stuff, and they're going to permanently ban you from YouTube. So, I don't know who you all are and why you would do stuff like that. If your business is so great, then you don't have to spam other people's posts or broadcasts to make money. I don't spam other people's posts or broadcasts because, what I do is of value and I make plenty of money doing it. So that's that. So, hey, good luck to you. Bye. All right. Well, thank y'all for joining us today. I appreciate you. As always, we come here to promote and bring attention to our online platform, which is the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. We have a actual vocational school here in Tallahassee, Florida, that offers 2 weeks of freight broker agent training and dispatch agent training. Okay. And at the end of the course, we have bonded freight brokerage firms and state licensed accredited dispatch firms who have all committed to and agreed to offering anybody who graduates from our vocational school, they're going to guarantee them a position with their firm. So we have guaranteed career placement. No other freight broker training or dispatch training platform does that. No one has it except us. Why do we have it? Because the instructors at our school are all owners of dispatch or freight brokerage firms. Yes, so our instructors are people who know what they're doing, because they're doing this every day. And because they own their own dispatch and freight brokerage firms, they have agreed to hire anybody that they help train, which helps us to put together the guaranteed career placement. And of course, we pay them $25,000 per course that they come in and teach. So they come in and teach a 2-week course. Of course, it's only 2 weeks long. The instructors come down 2 weeks before that. So they're here for a total of 4 weeks here in Tallahassee, Florida, and they are compensated $25,000 for every 2-week course that they do here at our school. So we pay them well. They train you well. They offer you good paying careers. They get good people. It's a win-win for everybody. All right, you can't. I mean, there's no way of getting around it. It's a win-win for everybody. Okay, so that's how it works with our guaranteed career placement with our taking our course here in Tallahassee, Florida. Here's a shot of the campus courtyard area. Our particular area, we have 2,200 square feet of space that we use for office space, and we have 3 conference rooms that we use for the classroom. Each conference room can hold up to 50 people. So, and that's with the social distancing guidelines for the COVID-19 policies here in Florida. So, partitions, computers at every station, all that type of stuff. So we're good. All right. And we have our online training, which is offered by the National Dispatchers Network. Our online training in the convenience of your home. Our online platform will train you to earn $100K plus from home dispatching freight and provide the online network tools, resources, and training to ensure your success. As I've just shown you all, using some of our back office tools and resources, how we locate freight, how I train my students locate freight, and I've shown you all how you can earn $100,000 a year. And I just shown y'all one case of it on just basically one dedicated lane. You're doing $73,000 per year. And in this case, you got 2 carriers running that same lane, just doing this back and forth every week, every day. They're running, meeting each other, and they each are running it. And you're going to be making over $140,000 a year on just those 2 carriers running running that one dedicated lane. Okay, look. Now, what do you get besides our great training? You're going to get access to more than 100 load boards. Our students don't pay for load boards; they get access to them for free. Why? Because we pay a higher monthly membership fee to the load boards in order to have that blanket access like that. On average, we're paying these load boards anywhere from $600 to $800 per month. You can go to the load boards and get it for $49 a month, $149 a month, whatever. But we have to pay more. Why? Because we have a huge following who are going to be accessing those load boards. So that's what we worked out with those load boards, and while we're able to get everybody on and have a passcode for them to access those load boards. Okay. We're also going to give you access to more than 140,000 hours of operational training videos. We've been recording videos like this since 2016, and all of our students get access to a wealth of knowledge when it comes to those recorded operational training videos. No other freight broker training, dispatch training platform in the industry has that much hours of operational training videos that they make available to its students. We also give you access to more than 19 million plus direct shippers These are verified direct shippers, not just a name and a number, but you get the actual name of the person who's in charge, their phone number, and their email address, and their title: owner, vice president, CEO, plant distribution manager, operations manager, something of that nature. Okay, so you know you're dealing with the person who can make a decision. Okay, you don't have to call the secretary, call the security guy, call the janitor, none of that stuff. Okay, you get the person who makes the decision, so you know you're dealing with the right person. We also give you access to every registered owner-operator in the United States, because in order for you to sign owner-operators up to dispatch agreements, you got to know who they are. You got to be able to call them. You got to be able to contact them. You got to be able to talk to them. And not only that, we provide you with scripts on what to say to the owner-operators to get them to sign your dispatch agreement. By the way, we provide you with a sample dispatch agreement, so you can send it over to them for them to sign. We also provide you with scripts on what to say to shippers to get them to sign you on to send you their shippers list. If you are a broker, we also provide you with an onboarding sample shippers onboarding site, so you can see how to set up your onboarding, what you need to send shippers, and how to do your contract, which that onboarding site includes a sample shipper broker contract. Okay. We also give you the access to our live training. Like this segment that we have every morning, it's a form of training. Even though it is our broadcast show that we're giving away free loads, it is still a form of training. Every morning from 6 a.m. till about 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Thursday night, we have dedicated dispatch training from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 8:30 to 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every Saturday morning, we have dedicated broker training during our broker's hour from 10:15 a.m. up until about 12:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, every Monday night, we have our franchise training, which we had last night, where we show you how you can make money by having an RBBS Logistics Learning Center franchise. You make money from promoting the same franchise, promoting the same service, the same training that we do. Okay, so there you have it. So you get access to all this stuff. On top of that, you get access to our logistics library that has every word, phrase, and term ever used in trucking. You also get access to our network of more than 2,967 industry professionals. These are our freight brokers firm owners, dispatch firm owners, owner-operators, small fleet owners, shippers, distribution plant managers, third-party logistics firms, everybody who's a part of our network. You all get to come together in all of our private social media groups on Facebook and our private clubhouse meetings, where you all get to talk to each other, help each other to understand the industry, help each other to make money. You help each other to find and book freight, you network with each other. Because when you join our platform, not like you are with other platforms, where when you finish the course or the class, you're left out there by yourself to pay for stuff on your own. When you join our platform, you're never in this by yourself. You're always connected to other professionals who are doing the same thing you are doing. And you always have tools and resources that are going to save you on average anywhere from $400 to $600 or more per month on your load board costs, or your shippers costs, or your, all this access to owner operators, all the stuff that you normally have to pay for is all included with our little monthly fee on our platform. Our most popular enrollment is the $349.95 individual enrollment plus tax on your enrollment fee, and your monthly subscription is $39.95 per month for continued access to all your back office tools, resources, training, support, everything we just talked about. We also have a veterans enrollment where you can enroll as a veteran, and you only pay $249.95 plus tax on your enrollment fee, and it's just $29.95 per month to access all the back office tools, resources, training, support, and everything we just talked about. We also have a premium platinum membership, which is just a flat $99.95 per month plus tax. There's no enrollment fee. It's just you pay the monthly membership, $99.95 plus tax per month, and you get access to all the stuff that we just talked about. Plus, you get 3 hours of private consultation included each month with me personally. That's a $300 value. Why? Because we charge $100 per hour for a private consultation. So there you have it. If you want to join our online platform, you simply go to this website right here. I'm going to post it here on YouTube. You go to the RBBSLLC.com/earn earn 100K from home. Well, not / here. I'm gonna put it up here for you. There it is right there. The RBBSLLC.com, earn dash 100K dash from dash home. There it is right there. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate y'all for joining us. Don't forget tomorrow morning, join us back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., no later than 6:15 a.m. for another edition of the Load Board Report, where we take a look at what's going on in your neck of the woods when it comes to loads and freight availability. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Michelle Eastman, thank you for joining us. Stacy Reinford, thank you for joining us. Jacabe, I can't pronounce that. Thank you for joining us. Stacy Reinfield, Goody Rich, all of you all, thank you all for joining us. I appreciate y'all joining us. Miss Sophia Moore, thank you for being live with us. I see you're on it every time we come on. You on. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you learn. That's how you become successful, though. You got to be willing to do this. And I see you got the right type of mindset and the right type of attitude to be successful in this industry. Keep doing what you're doing, and you will be successful. Thank you all. I appreciate you all. Join us here on Thursday night for dispatch training. That's our next weeknight training. It's Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And don't forget to join us back here tomorrow morning for the Load Board Report, 6 a.m., no later than 6:15 a.m. Thanks, y'all. This has been Calvin with the RBBS Logistics Learning Centers. And I thank you all, and I appreciate y'all joining us. And y'all have a blessed day, and make some money. Bye, everybody.